And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's Lunch and Learn. Today, I have a great guest with me who I will introduce in just a minute after you all tell me what you're having for lunch. So, we're going to give it a few minutes for people to join us. I know that Facebook lags a little behind our YouTube channel, so we'll give it a few minutes for people to join us and then we will get going. Who is out there? Who's out there watching? And what are you having for lunch? That's the real question. What are you having for lunch today? Let me click and see who we see. All right. So, guys, I want to let you know we do have people watching, not commenting, but we do have people watching. So let's get, hey, Teresa, good to hear. I'm glad we are landing there. We are. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Bob. Good to see you all. Humble pie for lunch. Oh, my goodness. Sweet potato bread and cashew butter. That sounds delicious. Chicken and veggies. That sounds amazing. Hey, Natalie. Hey, Rusty. Hey, Dee. Hey, Laura. Hi, everybody. All right, guys, we are going to get started. I want to introduce you to someone I'm really excited about today's Lunch and Learn because we are going to be talking about how to earn referrals. And so I've asked someone to be on here with me who knows a thing or two about this topic for sure. This is a gentleman who is he's an entrepreneur. He's a very savvy investor. He's a business strategist. He's been a friend of mine for perhaps about 10 years or so. And what I love most about him is not only his desire to improve and learn more for himself, but also his desire to share knowledge with other people based on his own experience and his own education. So with that, I would like to welcome Casey Eberhardt to our Lunch and Learn today.
Hey, good morning, Vanessa. Good morning, everybody. It is such an honor and a privilege to be here. I am super, super fired up, and this is such a topic that rings true straight to my heart. So I'm really, really excited to be here.
Awesome. Casey, your video is a teeny bit fuzzy. I'm hoping that it straightens out over the next minute or so. And and perhaps some of you out there can let us know if the video is coming through clear for you. It may just be a thing between us. But anyway, let's get started on how to earn referrals, Casey. And I'm going to go ahead and share this, share my screen with you. And we'll get started on how to earn referrals because we all know that a lot of people's business depends on referrals, right? A lot of business depends on referrals, especially startup business when they don't have a big budget for advertising and they don't have a budget for doing these even things on social media. So they ask for referrals, or perhaps they don't ask for referrals. They just sit there and hope they're going to get referrals. And as we always say, hope is not a plan. So we want to kind of lay out the best way to get referrals from existing business and for your business. So one of the best sources of referrals is new leads and new customers. It comes from your happy customers. So if your current customers know, like, and trust you, and more importantly, that they remember you, then you will absolutely win their referral business. And how can you make sure your current customers remember you? And that is by taking the relationship from transactional to personal as quickly as possible. Casey, can you comment on that? Can you talk about taking that relationship from transactional to personal and what we mean by that?
Yeah, absolutely, Vanessa. I think, look, when we look at a customer life cycle in whatever business we're in, at the pinnacle of referral generation comes from our raving fans and referral partners, right? And if we look at those raving fans, what do those raving fans have all in common? Most likely, they've taken on some sort of ownership in the relationship, right? And my easiest way to explain this is if you say to somebody, hey, I need to buy flowers for my girlfriend or my wife or my boyfriend or my husband or whatever, and that person says, oh, I got a guy. That guy in this air quotes, has done something to make that potential referral partner own that relationship. And if you dig deep, almost always it's because that referral partner has had a personal interaction, a personal experience with that service provider, right? So it's really easy to go, oh, I need flowers, just go to 1-800-flowers.com or whatever and click a link. But when somebody can say, oh, I got a guy, or this is my favorite restaurant, or this is my favorite movie, that is when somebody has a personal experience with a brand or company. And in fact, if done properly, it's one of the least expensive ways to generate new customers, right? Because all you're really doing is taking somebody that's a transactional customer, somebody that's clicked a button or given a credit card or whatever, and we've amped it a bit. We've kind of we've given them an experience, right? It's almost like, Vanessa, I know this sounds like a little bit of a weird example, but it's like hearing a new song. You're on the radio, you go, oh, that's really kind of cool or whatever. But when you go to their concert and you're sitting in the front row and they put on a great show and they've got a great experience, now all of a sudden you become personally attached to that band, and now you talk about it. I mean, I went and saw a band that I had no real interest. I'd never listened to not really a fan of their music. But then I went and I sat in their concert and it was an amazing experience. Now I rave about them all the time. That's the difference between transactional and personal. And when we as business owners understand that and really start to create that personal experience, that's when this becomes really fun and easy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of the things that Casey is talking about is creating a memorable experience for that person. In his analogy of going to a concert, obviously going to a concert and experiencing a band in person is going to be a lot more memorable than listening to a song on the radio, for example. So that is creating a memorable experience. That is why bands go on tour, right, Casey? People can hear their music every day if they want to, but they can't go and see them live every day. And that's the difference.
Vanessa, I think that's one of the in the music business, that's the glue that transitions somebody from, oh, I follow the artist on Twitter or Facebook or Insta or whatever, and makes them a fan, a fanatical representation of that brand, or in this case, a band. And we can do that whether a business is a dentist or a veterinarian or a wellness center or a direct sales business. It's that experience that somebody has interacting with someone or something at the brand that allows the transference of experience. And that transference is where the magic all happens, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way we take that relationship from transactional to personal is to treat people well, to provide exceptional service, to make the experience memorable, and the bottom line is making them feel great about doing business with you.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, good customer service that's not a difference. That if you don't have good customer service or even somewhat good to great customer service, you're going to be out of business anyway. So in today's marketplace, it's not just about having a good customer service or a great customer service. It's about creating a good to great customer experience.
Yes, absolutely. And you're right. If even average customer service doesn't keep you in the game these days, you've got to provide that great experience. So let's take another look at how you can provide that great experience. Obviously, at Mailbox Power, we always talk about celebrating birthdays and half birthdays and how important that is. And I think to some extent, Casey, people think, I don't know that. I don't know this person that well. Should I be celebrating their birthday? What do you say to that?
I say absolutely. Number one, I think we underestimate the number of people that don't have their birthday celebrated any other way. So we'll start with that. Number two, if we recognize that an experience is an entire relationship with a brand, sending somebody a birthday card or their kids a birthday card or their grandkids a birthday card, or heaven forbid, you send their pet a birthday card. That's taking it from a transactional to an experience, right?
Yes.
I mean, I get an email from my insurance agency, and it's like, "Hey, Casey, happy birthday! I'm about to get one in January." I get it every year. "Hey,
Yeah.
Casey, happy birthday!" I'm like, "Oh, that's really fun that that's really fun." I gave it away. That's really fun. Fantastic that my insurance agency sent me a happy birthday email. Let me see what it is. And I go in and open it up, and it says, "Oh my gosh, happy birthday. Congratulations, celebrating another year around the planet. Absolutely amazing. Hey, call blankety blank at blankety blank dot blankety blank blank blank, and let's discuss your life insurance needs as your upcoming family
Yes.
grows," or whatever. I'm like, there is nothing more transactional than that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They would be better off just popping an email that says, "Hey, Casey, happy birthday." And then a week later coming back and saying, "Hey, now that
Yeah.
the cake's laying on your hips, let's have a conversation about what the next step is." And sometimes I think when we have this birthday conversation, sometimes people are like, "Okay, well, what that really means is that what you want me to do is send a birthday card and a half birthday card, celebrate them on the inside, but just gently nudge them by putting my logo on the back." And I don't recommend that at all.
Right.
Celebrate the person for their birthday, especially with, I mean, V, you and I have been around this long enough to know how many times we get calls and text messages in a social media play that says, "You're the only one that sent me a birthday card." So what
Yes.
if you're the cable company, or you're the local gift shop, or you're the local dress boutique, or you're the local caterer? How does it make that customer of yours feel if you're the only one that sent them a birthday card?
Right.
That's the
Right.
power of what we do here.
They're sure gonna remember you, right? They're
Yeah.
sure gonna remember you if you're the one that sent them the birthday card. And you mentioned this earlier, Casey, but one of the great ways to get to anybody who has a pet, the instant what I'm going to call the back hallway secret passageway to their heart is recognizing that pet, is celebrating
Vanessa, I have
that
to tell
pet.
you, I know this is a topic for a different call, but one of the ways I have got past a lot of gatekeepers in business deals that I thought were never going to be able to break past the gatekeeper
Yeah.
is I find out if the gatekeeper has a pet,
Yeah.
I send the pet stuff. It's
Yeah.
amazing how fast you can get through gatekeepers by way of their pets.
And you guys know what we mean by the gatekeeper. It's the personal assistant or the admin assistant or whoever it is that you have to talk to before you talk to the person you want to talk to, right?
I
Before
mean,
you
it
talk
can
to
go
the
all the way up to
executive.
being an attorney. It can be a business manager. It could be a
Yeah.
husband or a wife. It could be one
Yeah.
of their friends. I mean, the gatekeeper is just the person that stands between you and the person that we're actually trying to do a deal with or get as a customer or whatever. And that's
Absolutely.
the gatekeepers, in my opinion, we have to be taking really good care of them, because without passing through the gatekeeper, we're just hitting a brick wall,
Right.
right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So another thing that you can do is celebrate achievements. And often this is the cool part about social media. You know, there's so much that people talk about that is like the downside of social media. But the cool part about social media is celebrating people, things that happen in people's lives, the birth of a baby, a brand new puppy, whatever it is, or a milestone achievement like a promotion or a rank advancement or whatever it may be that people choose to share on social media, or somebody in their family shares it on their behalf. And that is pretty powerful. If you can recognize those achievements, you will connect with that person on a personal level. People realize when they get congratulations on your new job or congratulations on your promotion. Now I know that people see me for me and not just as another face on social media.
Well, V, let's explore this for 30 seconds. So
Yeah.
sometimes I hear people say, "Well, yeah, but isn't it weird if I take somebody's picture off of social media and put it on the front of a card? Or isn't it weird if I take this and I put it on a personalized dog bowl? Or isn't it weird if..." Here's the thing about social media. If somebody posts it, they are literally all but begging you
Yes.
to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like, it's their way of saying, I'm not bragging, but I really wish somebody would reach out and tell me I did an attaboy or an attagirl,
Yeah.
right? And all we're doing, that's transactional.
Mhm.
Oh, I got a new job. I'm super excited about my new job. Or I'm super excited that I achieved a rank in my direct sales company. Or, oh, I just
Mhm.
got certified to be a new real estate agent. Whatever it is, they put that on social media because we have this like weird dopamine thing that's going on in our systems that are like, oh my gosh, if somebody likes it or comments, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, somebody taking that and turning it into something that arrives in their mailbox and celebrating it to the next level. Think about this. When it's our birthday on Facebook, and I'll just use Facebook as an example, you can't even keep up with all the messages. It's impossible, right? There's
Yeah.
5,000 messages or 500 messages, right? So who do you then, if you're going to thank people, who do you go to, right? If you're really awesome, you'll probably go to the messenger and the people that left you messenger. And then if you get exhausted with that, you might go post a comment to somebody that you're never going to click like and send them all a message. Then what you do is you get so overwhelmed by it, just go, oh my gosh, to heck with it. Oh my gosh, thank you everybody for the birthday wishes, which is basically your second way of saying, hey, if you didn't celebrate it the first time, I'm asking for a second one, right? But if we were to take that and say, oh my gosh, Vanessa, I really want to just say happy birthday. Absolutely awesome. It's great to have you as a client or somebody in my referral network or somebody in my network. It's just really amazing. That's the difference between transactional versus personal.
Yep. Yep.
And they want it.
Absolutely.
You guys, we want it. I mean, think about it. When you go on and you're super excited about something, you go post on social media because we want people to say attaboy,
Yeah.
attagirl.
Yeah.
All we're doing as business owners is taking what they want and creating an experience out of it.
Exactly, and magnifying it, magnifying the good feelings, magnifying that dopamine, if you will. So, here's something that happened, Casey, for me this past weekend. I believe it was Saturday morning. I received 13 cards. One was a card from you wishing me a happy half birthday. So that was cool. And the other 12 were postcards that people had taken the pictures that I shared. I just went to the Eastern Sierras up to Mammoth Mountain this past week or 2 weeks ago. They had taken those pictures that I shared on social media and sent them to me on postcards. So I have 12 pictures of my trip, which they were the 12 best pictures. And I loved it. And I thought that was a very cool thing that someone had done. So it's
Now, let
the
me ask you
little
this,
things.
Vanessa. Now, this is interesting. Did you, knowing that you have a tool like Mailbox Power, send yourself 12 pictures from your trip? Right? So those 12 pictures live in your memory and in your phone,
Yeah.
right? And they got posted on Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
That's very transactional. Right now, we're just living on memories, and once in a while we scroll through our phone. Whoever sent her those 12 postcards, or all 12 people, or one person 12, I don't know who
It's
it was or what.
one person sent 12.
One person sent 12 postcards. That person created an experience for Vanessa
Yes.
out of something that was lived in her phone as transactional.
Yes.
And I think this if we equate everything down to its basics, that's really at its core. It's the difference between a customer and a raving fan.
Yes.
It's the difference
Yeah.
between somebody that kind of knows who you are and owning that relationship. And in every business I work with, the discussion really starts with, how do we make our customers own their relationship with us?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I mean, that you crack that nut open and you've got it.
That's so good. And then the next thing on this is celebrating anniversaries, both personal and business. It is really, really important and can be a great touch point for people. So let's hop on and talk about staying top of mind, Casey, because I think that as long as people already have those birthday automations set up and those half birthday automations, and they look for reasons to reach out to their customers. Here's another thing they can do that is super duper simple, and that's as simple as thanking someone for their business in a meaningful way, as in sending an actual card. How many people do that?
The group that works with us.
Yes.
I mean, that's where the opportunity lies, right? The opportunity lies in doing what nobody else is doing.
Yes. Yes. Bingo.
And
Yes.
if you look, I don't know the statistic, but there are millions and millions of small businesses that come and go throughout in a course of a 3-year period. And if you really look at the ones that have staying power,
Yeah.
they are highly hyper focused on creating an experience. And this top of mind is really valuable because it's no longer, it's as we evolve, it's no longer to just have people know you. There's lots of people that know you. There's lots of people that might like you.
Yeah.
There's a ton of people that even trust you. But at the end of the day, if when somebody says, I need flowers, and that person doesn't remember you in that nanosecond, we've given up some of our juice, if you will, right?
Absolutely. 100%. And I just shared a couple of comments that are coming in about the importance of sending a card to thank people for their business and the opportunity to do something that nobody else is doing. These are the things that make you memorable to people. And so if we talk about earning referrals, you have to be at the top of someone's mind. You have to be at the forefront of their mind in order to earn referrals from them. If they can't remember who you are, you're not going to get many referrals. So in this automation that's been set up, it's a thank you for your business greeting card. And then 14 days later, what goes out is a card with brownies. And 30 days after that, a card gently reminding the recipient that referrals are appreciated. And here's one way of asking for referrals without actually asking for referrals, and that is asking for introductions. Asking for introductions, because that doesn't sound, I mean, there's nothing wrong with asking for referrals anyway, but I think for some people that's a little uncomfortable. So, in order to ease into the discomfort of that, if you ask people for introductions, hey, is there anyone you know that you could introduce me to that would benefit from my service? And if you're asking for that introduction, that all of a sudden feels better and is less scary to some people. And if you get in the habit of that, your entire business is going to be of building your network is going to be filling up that referral funnel very, very quickly.
Yeah, I think and I know you're going to go to the next slide. These top of mind campaigns, really, it's not just about tapping into your customers' mindset and creating an experience, but we want to tap into that customer's network and that customer's network's network, right?
Yes.
And sometimes I think we forget that this sort of top of mind concept, it sounds almost like a cliche, but remember that we have to be in front of a potential customer at the nanosecond in which they are making a decision, a nanosecond in which they go through their brain and they can spit out 5 people that compete with you. Why you? Right? If I say to Vanessa, "Hey Vanessa, I'm coming down to San Diego. Where would you like to eat dinner?" Perfect example. Vanessa at that nanosecond is going through her head and she's coming up with all of her top favorite places. She's not coming up with the crappy experiences or the average experiences that she's had. She's literally fighting through, and she may even come back and say, well, what do you feel like eating?
Yes.
Now she's narrowing it down. She's like a human Google machine, trying to narrow it down, narrow it down, narrow it down. So she's always trying to think of what's the best, right? Because if she's going to put her gasoline on the line and make me drive to a restaurant, and she's going to drive to a restaurant, she wants to ensure that that referral has a high likelihood of making her look good. Yeah. Not just the restaurant. So there is some psychology in this, in the sense that if we tap into our customers, we make them feel awesome, and we're in front of them when that restaurant comes up for a conversation, right? Think about this for a second. What if, in Vanessa's earlier example, those 12 cards were sent to her over a 12-week period, and they came from the local Italian pasta restaurant in her neighborhood?
Right.
Do you think it's possible that for $4 or whatever it costs in postage to send out 12 postcards, is it possible that if I were to call Vanessa and say, hey, V, I'm coming down to San Diego, let's go grab dinner, is it possible that the person that sent her those 12 postcards has a slight or a higher edge than somebody that didn't?
Right. Yeah.
If you answer
Absolutely.
yes, then let's get on a postcard campaign. If you're not clear, wait, she's got 3 or 4 more slides.
Yeah. So this is a fun holiday one. It's got cards and gifts. And then there's another one here that's more budget friendly that is with postcards. So there's no excuse really for not doing this because this is totally economical for people. But this just has some Robert Kiyosaki success quotes and would be appropriate for anybody in any business. But again, if you're not already doing this with your customers, this is a great way to just stay top of mind with them. And the quotes don't have to do directly with your business. Because remember, one of the things that you can do that will get people to know, like, and trust you is to provide value to them, to provide value. And people trust people even more when they provide value that's not directly related to their business. Yes, it's great to have a great customer experience. Yes, you want to present the best possible service or the best possible business or product to people. You have to do that. But if you can also provide value to them that doesn't directly benefit you, doesn't directly relate to your business, you become a much more credible source for them, a much more credible source. And credible sources are people that we know, like, and trust.
And Vanessa, I know that we're going faster, but this, you just brought up such a valuable point. If your business is one that's commoditized, meaning you're fighting on price, and I'll just use like credit card processors, for example, right?
Yeah.
You run a credit card processing business. Everybody is trying to scrimp and go penny to penny, penny to penny. We'll always save you money. We'll always save you money. Penny, 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 penny. Well, that credit card processor has access to business owners that they could create referrals and strategic partners with for their customers connecting with each other, their customers to do business with each other. Now that sales rep for a credit card processing agency is not a sales rep, they become an asset to the business owner. When an asset produces a positive return, right? A liability takes away. So especially for those of us that own businesses that are kind of price competitive or commoditized, this makes all the difference in the speaker world. One more example being that I'll be quiet here. You know, I have a speaker friend of mine that I was talking with literally last night on the phone, totally unrelated to this. And we had a conversation that went like this. He's like, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much money it is costing me to get somebody to an event. And I said, how much? And he told me the number and I about fell out of my chair. And I said, that's so funny. I said, you know, I've never spent $1 really on that. And we got into this whole discussion, and this is what it comes down to. If you have a relationship with your audience, a relationship with your community, a relationship with your tribe, a relationship with the people that have the people in their back pocket that you want to get to know, it's a heck of a lot less expensive than just chucking out a bunch of cash.
Yep. Yep. 100%. Yes. All right. So our goal is to save you time by automating as much as possible. And so many of you might be thinking, I don't have time to send out cards every single month. That's why we call them automations. This goes out. It's totally a set it and forget it model, as in you choose what to send, you choose who receives it, and you can set it for the entire year. We have other automations that go out for 24 to 36 months. So you can do that and set it up and not have to worry about it. And yet you're not thinking so much about your customers over those months, but they are certainly thinking about you as they receive something every single month from you. So we want to automate all of these activities that are necessary for you to stay top of mind so that you can focus on building your business. All right. And while you're busy doing that, your customers are receiving the cards, letters, and gifts that maintain and even deepen your working relationship with them. So not only will they know you, like you, and trust you, but they will remember you and refer people to you. And that's the name of the game here. Staying top of mind so that when Casey's looking for a fantastic restaurant or somebody to wash his windows or clean his carpet, I've got a list of names that I can give him because these people stay top of mind with me because they constantly reach out to me. All right, Case, any last words about this? We are hitting the bottom of the hour.
I'm so appreciative, Vanessa, of you doing this. And this was a great conversation. And in fact, throughout this, I've been looking in my own memory banks here and realizing that there's so much more to go. And so I would just say to all of us, just start today. Wherever you are, take one extra step forward, right? If you haven't done birthdays or half birthdays, start today. If you've never done a top of mind postcard campaign, start one today. Send it even to yourself. But the only way we get to be comfortable is by doing the uncomfortable. We get to try and explore new things. And I've never heard of anybody receiving a postcard, letter, or gift or greeting card in the mail and calling them and going, "I can't believe you did that. That was so nice. I'm so upset with you. That's terrible." Right? I've just never heard of that. If you got that, let me know. But give it a try. Give it a try and see what the results are, and then do more of what works. And if it doesn't work, try something new until you find something that does. And that's where the automations and Mailbox Power are a fantastic platform for you to explore, play, create, and take that transactional relationship to a personal relationship.
Thank you so much, Casey. Thank you for joining us today and for sharing your expertise. Guys, if you want to watch this, if you joined us late and you'd like to watch the replay or any of our other lunch and learns, you can certainly do that. Go over to youtube.com/mailbox power and you can watch this, other lunch and learns, and all of our tutorials that show you how to do these things that we're talking about. So how to set up automations, how to import contacts, how to get things going so that you can automate as much of your business as possible. You end up looking like a rock star with very little effort. That's the bottom line to the whole thing. And I invite you to join us next week. We are going to be talking about our favorite holiday cards and gifts. So that will be on the 24th, a week from today at the same time. Again, thank you so much, Casey, and we will see y'all next week. Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, V. Thanks, everybody.